Avenue uptown, there is a housing project standing now where the house in which we grew up once stood. And one of those statued city trees is snarling where our doorway used to be. This is the rehabilitated side of the avenue. The other side of the avenue, for progress takes time, has not been rehabilitated yet. And it looks exactly as it looked in the days when we sat with our noses pressed against the window pane, longing to be allowed to go across the street. The grocery store, which gave us credit, is still there, and there can be no doubt that it is still giving credit. The people in the project certainly need credit, far more now indeed than they ever did need credit. The last time I passed by the Jewish proprietor, well, he was standing among his shelves, looking sadder and heavier, but scarcely any older. And further down the block stands a shoe repair store in which our shoes were repaired. Until reparation became impossible, and in which then we bought all our new shoes. The Negro proprietor, well, he's still in the window. His head is bent down, and he's working at the leather of all those shoes in Harlem. Lenox Avenue on the west, the Harlem River on the east, 135th Street on the north, and 130th Street on the south. We never lived beyond these boundaries. This is where we grew up, walking along 145th Street, for example, familiar as it is, and similar. Well, it does not have the same impact today because I do not know any of the people who are living on the block of 145th Street today. But when I turn east on 131st Street and Lenox Avenue, there is first a soda pop joint. Then there's a shoe shine parlor. And there's a grocery store. And then there's a dry cleaner. And then there's all the houses. And all along the street, there are people who watched me grow up. People who grew up with me. People I watched grow up, along with my brothers and my sisters, and sometimes grew up in my arms, and sometimes grew up underfoot, and sometimes at my shoulder or on it. And there are children, a riot of children, a forest of children, who included my nieces and my nephews. And when we reach the end of this long block, we find ourselves on wide, filthy, hostile Fifth Avenue, facing the housing projects, which hangs over the avenue like a monument to the folly and the cowardice of good intentions. Yeah, they call it good intentions. Good intentions. there are other slums in which white men are fighting for their lives and mainly losing. And I know that blood is also flowing through the streets and that the human damage there is inevitable and incalculable. People are continually pointing out to me the wretchedness of white people in order to console me for the wretchedness of black lives. But an itemized account of the American failure does not console me, and it should not console any one of us. That hundreds of thousands of white people are living, in effect, no better than the Negro, that does not console me. It is not a fact to be regarded with complacency. The social and moral bankruptcy suggested by the fact, well, it is bittersweet. And I have to tell you, it is of a most terrifying kind. It's terrifying to me, and it does not console me. It does not.
Good intention. Good intention. Good intention. Good intention. Good intention. Good intention. Good intention.
It does not console me. Fifth Avenue uptown does not console me. James Baldwin.